My name is Thraen.
I'm Drew.
Well, it kind of doesn't exist. I'm on the autism spectrum, and there really aren't good representations of people on the autism spectrum. Either you have people like Sheldon Cooper, who's kind of cool, but most of the show is making fun of Sheldon and the fact that his brain functions differently than everybody else's, or it's like somebody's life is over because they're autistic, and there's not a whole lot of really good empowering people with autism. There's not empowered characters with autism. Autism is not a death sentence. It's a human difference. I'm just different from other people. It doesn't make my life horrible, and I feel like TV communicates that well for me. I haven't found that self-empowered autistic character.
I think that some of the issues that aren't raised in on television are more common than people who are people who have Asperger's. Like you'll see people who have Asperger's and you kind of wonder, I have traits of Asperger's, I don't actually have a full diagnosis of Asperger's. So it's kind of interesting to see, see myself in other people.
Absolutely. If you have a character that you can see on TV and then you can understand people who you don't know necessarily that way, there's been great stuff happening with more queer characters getting on TV, and so people are understanding that queer people are kind of just people. But there's not a whole lot of understanding that people on the autism spectrum are still actually just people. I can communicate in English pretty well, and there's other people who are on the autism spectrum who don't communicate using words the same way other people do, and it doesn't mean that they're stupid or they're retarded or whatever awful things that a lot of the things on TV communicate. It means they have a different way of communicating, and that sometimes that's a challenge for people, but that doesn't mean that they can't have a fulfilling life. That representation teaches people about other people, because every time I meet somebody I have to explain things. It's helpful to be like, oh, that character on that show, that explains it, then they understand. But otherwise I have to explain every little thing on the diagnostic sheet of this is what's going on with me, this is why my brain's different, this is why I act different. TV makes it seem like having a diagnosis or something like this means that you can't have a fulfilling life. And if you're that person, you see that, you see yourself on TV as not having a good life, it can be really depressing and not really helpful, and having an empowered character is help get people who might otherwise feel disempowered to feel more empowered and more like they can be part of this world.